Hi everyone, welcome to Long Arm Wednesday. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. We're working on a quilt that was requested, and I'm finishing it up. I did the chevron style, but in triangles. You can see there's a triangle here and a triangle there, and did it in a chevron style, but with triangles, and a cute little baby quilt and variegated kind of purples with little pop of gray, little pop of gray, little pop of gray, just kind of break up those purples a little bit and add more of a lighter tone to it. And of course, I try to, you know, I try to do as pretty as possible. And so I picked a really cute, this is the super cutest backing I've ever seen in my life, with these cute little elephants on them and little hearts. So I picked that for the backing because I thought it went really quite nice with it, with all the little colors and with the grays and the pinks and so on and so forth that were in the quilt. So, because there's pink in here and then there's pink down in here in a little bit. So I thought it suited it. I've got a nice little 80-20 batting in it, and I just did one layer. The flannelette will be nice and soft for the backing. And I just kind of did a feather and swirls panto, and it's done 3 across. And of course I'm making it 2. It ends up being, I think it's about 38 by 40 something, 45 or whatever is the quilt. A good size. It should take them for a little while. We're just going to hit the start button here. Or quick start. There we go. Sorry. That's wondering where I was going. It's starting on its second one. So it's going to do another one and then a third one, and then it's finished. What I was doing in here in this little border here is a little, what's it called? This is heart border number 5, but heart border number 5, sorry. And it's a cute little heart. It does like a little loop and then a heart and then another loop down here and then a heart. So, and it switches the hearts back and forth. So I kind of like that, and we'll be putting that all on around the edge. So I've already done it at the top. So I'll make sure to do it on the bottom here, and then I'm gonna take it off, flip it, and stitches along, and stitch along the top, but leave the cornerstones here just empty. Just leave them right where they are. And I got enough of the backing so I can put the embroidered name of the baby on the back and attach it. So if they don't want it on there, they don't have to have it on. They can actually put it to something else, like maybe on the wall to the baby room or something else. It's just a little quilted little piece with their little name embroidered on it with a really pretty color. I'll probably do maybe a pinky purple, maybe even a variegated pink purple or something like that for the stitching of it. But I think it'd show up quite nicely on that white background sort of. So. Anyways, I really like it, and the customer really liked the colors and how the quilt top turned out. So today we're quilting it up. This is actually one of my favorites. It's got a little bit of swirl to it, a little bit of feather to it, nothing too complicated, not overly feathery, not overly swirly. It makes it very girly. I thought about following the chevrons, like doing something. I've seen many styles, got pebbles here, and then the ribbon candy and pebbles on both sides, and then doing a different one in each one. And I didn't want to quilt it to death. It's supposed to be a baby quilt. I want it to be loved and comfortable and soft. So I thought putting this little pattern on it, this little stitch pattern on it, will really complement it, I think. So especially, you know, when you get to I don't want to, cool gray is the thread, back and top and bottom. So it just kind of blends everything. I thought I had white on here. I also had that purple amethyst that I was really liking for a couple of those other quilts that I was doing. The cool gray seemed to be the best. Kind of tied it all in, but didn't overpower it with too much purple. So, and I only have a really bright pink, like really bright pink, like the elephant here, even a little bit brighter. And that wouldn't have went very well. I don't think so. And the next time I do a chevron, I will do something like to follow the chevron-y shape. I thought it was really nice, and as after I'd already loaded it and stitched it, I'm like, well, maybe I should have done something like that. And I'm like, okay, I want it to be loved, not stiff. So, and when you do something like that, sometimes it ends up being quilted to death. It doesn't move anymore. And I could have left the border out here empty, but I thought just a nice little heart and loop. It softens it up and then keeps it all together. And then I'll put probably a gray binding all the way around. I should seal it off quite nicely. Yeah, I love that little feather. So our live stream on the weekend was a huge hit. Everybody seemed to love it, and lots of thumbs up, and positive feedback. I had a blast. It literally, the time went by way too fast. It felt like maybe 20 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. I've managed to cut a few of those colored squares, colored chunks, the fat quarters that were needed to be cut up for the color section. And I've got quite a bit left over, so I'm going to plan a nice little piano key color border with maybe a few chunks of color, and then like a big strip of darker color, and then a few chunks of color, or, you know, and just mix it up. I really wanted to bounce out that quilt a little bit wider, so it would fit almost a king size bed. So, or fit a king size bed. I'll have to actually ask what size bed they have. Hopefully it's not suspicious. What kind of bed you have, huh? Why are you asking? That's none of your business. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to this Sunday of stitching some of our stuff together instead of just cutting. There was a lot of cutting and iron going on. Actually, the iron is all nice and hot behind me to do some more squares. I've only got a little stack done. So 1, 2, I don't know, maybe about 10 or 12 out of the 32 that still have to get done. Oh, it's gonna do under its third one now and finish itself up. This was leftover scrappy bits, and if you put them on the angle so they touch each other as they come across, it kind of looks kind of cool. So you can really use this as a scrap buster too, this whole pattern design. You know, with using your triangles. I've done so much with purple and gray lately. It's I have lots of bits and bobs everywhere, so I was really trying to use some of them up and really make this really pretty purple quilt. Very pretty. And of course you can do this as big as wide as you like. As however wide you make it is that's how big your quilt's going to be. And depending how you place it. You could even go on an angle and make yourself like a chevron on point. Oh, that actually sounds kind of neat. I think I might want to try that now that I'm thinking about it. You have to really kind of plan that out though. Because each row you're doing one color from the separate row, from the past row, and a new color to get you this into the next row. So when I did this purple and gray, I know my next corner one has to be either gray or purple, and then that gray has to, you know, match and so on and so forth. So that's how you put this one together. You could easily do it with half square triangles. I've seen it that way too, where you're just kind of putting them together and putting them together and putting them together, and that makes nice chevrons too. If you don't like triangles or can't get triangles cut or something like that, it's a great way to do it. Is just the half square triangle too, makes it an awesome chevron. There's so many, literally hundreds of designs you can do with half square triangles, and you would never even think it was the same thing. You just kind of simplify it a bit. I love when there's that big loop, the big spiral. Thought I had thread on me. I'm so used to odd colored thread hanging out. I'm like, oh, no, it's okay. I already pulled one off earlier. Very cute. I like how it's popping on all the different colors. It's a little bit, almost loses itself in this gray right here, and a bit of on this light, really light purple, but it just stands right out on this darky purple here and this dark purple here. I guess we call that plum. Plum, or maybe that's plum. I'm not sure. It's pretty. It's almost done. Actually, I'll shrink down the screen so I can see how much we have left. Just a smidge, a couple swirls and a couple feathers, and it's all done. I like the perfect feathers that Walt does. They meet up so precisely. I made sure the bobbin was full. It was running low. I could hear it. Most of the times you can hear it, your machine. It lets you know because it's lighter and it just kind of bounces around in there a little bit. So it sounds like a tinny sound when you know it's when they're getting low. The little camera's shaking a little bit. Hopefully it's not too much. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Looked like he was having a bit of a panic attack. I'm shaking like crazy. Oh, that's a bit better. It's probably because it sped it up to 5%. It doesn't like that. So I apologize if it was really wobbly during that time. I'm sorry, that was me. I sped it up a bit. Almost done. I was trying to figure out what to do for weekend projects. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. If not, we'll figure something. We'll think of something. We'll think of something. Already know what we're doing Sunday. Sewing and cutting and cutting and sewing. Well, just a little cutting. I'll save 2 squares so you can see it. You get a big fat cord and you only have to take a 5-incher off and put that 5 inches into another 5-inch squares and you're done. All right, so that's right where I want it to be. See how it's right touching that purple and purple? Try to up almost the stitches right in that little ditch. And that is perfect. That's exactly where you want them to end up. You don't want any stitches coming right past your purple mark here or any down here. You don't want it coming down. So when I clicked out this border where I wanted it to sit, you see where my little laser light is right there? I clicked right there, like it was barely touching the line, the stitch line as I'm going all the way along. And I'm click, 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 click. Oops, sorry, spit. Click, 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 clicking as I'm going away. So I'm making sure that when I go and preset that pattern, if I need to tweak it down a little corner a bit, if it wasn't square, or tweak it up a little bit because it was a little high on the corner, I can make sure it's coming in there and not having to fiddle with it. And it's still going to look like a solid stitch out that nobody had to tweak anything or rip stitches out or whatever. So that is pretty much there. We're going to do for our video today, but check out that backing. Isn't it so cute with that purple or pinky elephants? Very lovely. Very lovely. And it turned out really well. Like I said, it's going to be a quick little finish off here, flip it, sew those 2, and it's all done. So thanks everybody for watching Long Arm Wednesday. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and upvote on VidMe, and don't forget to click the bell for notifications when we do live videos and stuff. That's if you really want to keep in the loop, click that bell, and keep an eye out for on the Facebook page, the Mom and Pop Facebook page, and we'll always do updates there too. Okay, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the weekend. Have a good Wednesday. Bye bye everybody. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.